order the regular board meeting for the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of Chicago. Good morning. My name is Maricel Hernandez. I'm the chair, and with me today is Commissioner June Brown
Present.
and Commissioner William Cressy.
Also present.
Next item is consideration of the agenda. Any proposed changes? If not, then we will proceed with the approval of the regular board meeting minutes of April 8th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved
Is there
by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
properly moved and seconded? All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is our Assistant Interim Executive Director's report. Mrs. Farah?
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Cressy. The election judge training platform for staff is nearing completion and has been well received so far. While feedback is still being collected, we will report back with a comprehensive summary after the training concludes on Wednesday, and all participant responses have been reviewed. We held our final meeting Monday, May 5th, to address questions and concerns regarding the super site at 137 South State Street. There is a general consensus that the location is suitable. The outstanding issue remains related to the network connectivity. IT must absolutely ensure that our laptops are able to connect with our servers to process voters before we go ahead and draft a lease. I will provide an update once proposed solutions have been reviewed. The IFB for the voter canvas, mail and second notice for the March 2026 midterm primary was released Wednesday, May 7th. Our responses for the current IFB must be submitted by Wednesday, May 21st, 11 a.m. A request for proposal for audit services for the years 2020 through 2023 was released on Monday, May 12th. All proposals must be submitted by Monday, June 2nd. Although I wish I could come to you and report that everything is complete at the warehouse, my recent involvement keeps leaving me to discover additional issues. Based on my recent meeting with our facility consultant, there is no AC contemplated in our budget for 18-19. I am investigating and will report back, and that concludes my report.
Okay. So what do we have at 1819? Any cross circulation, any fans, any?
So currently, staff is at 1869. They're still removing equipment and charging. The 5th and 6th floors right now are serving as storage. We do have portable AC on the 5th floor where we have our envelopes and forms. But it's just a specific area, not the whole 5th floor. We do have fans. I believe last year our consultant confirmed that he provided fans to the early voting staff, but I'm not sure how that helps if there's a lot of paperwork that is removed and inserted. So that's some of my concern. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, no AC on the 1 through 6. At 18, 19.
18,
18, 19.
19.
Was that the one that we redid? Or
This
was
is
it
the one where
1860?
the life and safety
Yeah.
upgrades are being done. Sprinkler system,
Oh.
This is where we're moving into?
yes.
Yeah, that's,
No
I
AC.
never know which one is
Yeah.
which.
Yeah, this is the one we're supposed to get we're supposed to get a lease. We're still working on the lease. This is the proposed location to move us entirely into at one point.
Mhm.
Okay.
I believe the AC units have not been turned on for a good amount of years.
Hmm. Well, continue to keep us informed. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then with regards to the super site, in terms of the IT,
Mhm.
what needs to be evaluated? What's the plan here?
Yeah.
I need to talk to the landlord of the building to make sure that they're able to, because I was told that on the third floor of that building, they have some kind of like internet service provider that they can extend down to the first floor. Because I reached out to AT&T, we were supposed to have a walkthrough with AT&T, and AT&T does not have UVerse at that location. And they recommended wireless, and I'm too leery about wireless, having to set up a super site. So the other day I sent another email to follow up with him, and he hasn't responded back. But once I get any confirmation, I will let
Yeah,
Sanjay
well,
know.
let's move this along.
Yes,
I mean,
I have been on top of.
Because I've known about the third floor and we've known about this issue for a while now.
You talking about
yeah.
the super site?
Yeah, on the super site, and you've been involved in it, and we just.
Yes, I'm on top of it. I've emailed, I follow up with him
By
almost.
this week, yeah, we should, those questions should be answered, and we should make, because if not, we have to find another place.
Yes,
We
yeah.
got to do that quick.
Yes,
Very
understood.
quickly.
Understood.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Spera. Next, we'll go to our public information. Oh,
Just on the RFP for the audit services, could you send me a copy of that?
Sure.
Yeah, appreciate it.
on the we'll hear now from our public information director, Mr. Bever. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Just a few updates on my end. We continue to follow up with materials from our Chicago voter engagement. We've been releasing videos, including our 90-minute summary video. Thank you to the many people who participated, as well as participated in public comments, including Bill Morton from the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce here, whose words were featured on that video. We have a few more summary videos that will be coming out over the next few weeks as we finish up our survey report.
Great.
Still planning to release that in June. I'm also working with our procurement office and our interim executive director to refine the scope of work for our mobile app to go out to release an updated request for proposals, including alternate ways to develop the app in a non-native function, as well as really narrowing down the functions that we need ahead of 2026. We've also been interviewing other election officials about how they developed their apps and their budgets.
Good.
So along with Interim Director Aspera and Procurement Director Carolina Roman, we talked with Derek Bowens, the Director of Elections over at Durham County Governments, about how they developed their app in a very budget-conscious way and an easy way. So we are gaining new information by talking to these election officials and hope to release that updated request for proposals in the near future. I'm also working with our community service team to create our materials ahead of the March 17th, 2026 primary, including flyers of what offices are on the ballot, election timelines for petition collections, and, well, we have to start thinking about it already, but election judge recruitment as we ramp up those efforts through the summer. So I am working with community services to create some new materials that they can have throughout their summer events, our tabling events, and our registration events. That is it for my report.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Bever, Carolina Roman, and Mrs. Spera for working together as a team on the app development and trying to get all that information to see how we best do it. I totally agree with you. Let's look at other jurisdictions, see what they've done, what's worked and what hasn't worked, and save us a lot.
Certainly, this is where I'm very happy that we have a very knowledgeable new procurement director, that this is not a process that we're going to rush. We're going to make sure that we get this
Exactly.
right and make sure that we just have a scope of a really workable, budget-conscious mobile app development into 2026.
Yep, I totally agree. Okay. Okay. And next, we'll go to old business, infrastructure projects and changes in election administration, including electronic poll books and voting equipment. Anything new? Mrs. Sparrow?
So I am meeting with the mayor representative weekly, and they, Alex was here, has made me aware that they are in talks with the State Board of Elections, are getting our equipment recertified. Our certification expires this year in November, expires this year.
In November?
Yes, November, say November 21st, 2025. But we do have this, I have the certification letter in front of me, but they are in talks of getting our equipment recertified. Oops.
So yes, our equipment will be, so they are getting our equipment recertified.
Okay, great, great. And how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. Do you want to just come up here for a minute? And
Sure.
so I
Expecting
just, in terms of what does it entail, the recertification process?
We're submitting an application for to recertify 5.6E version with no changes. So there is no changes to the system, and what's working, let's not change it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is just a matter of the normal recertification
it-
period is going to expire, and we just need to.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And once we get the certification from the state of Illinois, we are all set to go.
We're all set to go
Okay,
for
we don't
midterms next year.
have to certify with any other entity.
No,
Great. That sounds wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is legislation. Mr. Lasker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. I did speak late last week with Mr. Blada, and he has no update on what's going to be included in the omnibus bill that hasn't been released yet. He does have an update on our request for the correction to the school board petition filing deadlines. He has spoken with legal counsel for both the House Speaker and the Senate President's office. Not only have they both indicated to him that they're in support of correcting the ambiguity in the statute, they're apparently meeting this week to nail down that, putting that into the omnibus bill. So he's
Wonderful.
quite confident that's going to be in there. Other than that, we're monitoring the SAVE Act in the federal Congress. Mr. Blade is, monitoring the status of it. I checked this morning. As of this morning, there's been no action in the Senate. The House voted to approve it on April 10th, and it was sent to the Senate that day. They're still on the congressional website showing no action, not a single committee meeting or anything to discuss it. So it's certainly not getting any fast track. But we've also had some conversations internally about what that would, mean for us if it's for the board, if it's passed. And so that we're sort of, going to be prepared to take what kind of actions we would need to take. And that's about that on the SAVE Act.
Okay.
So that's my report on legislation for today.
If I may, do you have anything with regards to, excuse me, the current status of the executive order with regards to elections?
Well, it's not legislation, but, from the governor's office to the State Board of Elections office, through the Illinois Attorney General's office, the guidance has been that we have to operate under the state and federal laws that have been duly enacted for elections. So that's our marching orders from those above us. Those are the marching orders that have been given to all of the election authorities throughout the state of Illinois, so that's the way we're going to continue to proceed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know what the time period is for that Senate, how much time they have to act on the SAVE Act? Do you know? Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Yeah,
Madam Chair.
yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I can look into that for you.
That's fine, but I do appreciate the proactive position that you're taking, because if this gets enacted, or any part of it gets enacted, we have to be quick to react and respond accordingly. So I'm very happy with that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Now we'll move on to new business. We have a contract amendment with ADP for wage garnishment services. Carolina Roman, our procurement officer, you want to step up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The procurement office is requesting your consideration and approval to exercise the board's option to extend the terms of the current ADP contract Inc. to April 11th, 2026, and to amend the professional services agreement contract with ADP ADP Inc. via a sole source justification. The current contract expired on April 11, 2023, but we do have the option to extend for up to 3 additional years, 1 year at a time. HR is requesting to extend the contract up to a durational term of April 11, 2026. And they are also requesting to add wage garnishment services. They already provide a number of payroll services, so adding wage garnishment services would be seamless, and it would also make sure that we were in compliance as well. So the procurement office is requesting to extend the terms of the agreement with a durational term expiring at the conclusion of April 11, 2026, and to amend the contract via sole source justification to add wage garnishment services totaling an amount of $7,035.60. Please consider approving the amendment for the professional services agreement with ADP Inc. in the dollar amount not to exceed $107,035.60.
Any questions?
I know you said it expired and then we're extending.
Yes.
There's a little ambiguity, so I would ask going forward that we make sure that those match and that ambiguity is lost, because an expired contract can be extended or amended.
Yes.
So if we clarify that in our records, then I'll be more comfortable with it. But I understand what you're saying. There are 2 contracts, I've been told. And so if it's an overlay, a global master and a PSA,
Yes.
so if we can merge those and make sure that they come together through legal and yourself,
Absolutely.
probably cover us better.
Will do.
Thank you. Thank you.
One thing I noticed in looking over the agreement, it looks like they refer to us as the City of Chicago Board of Elections. They have the improper name on it.
Okay.
Maybe we could change that, or is that our strategy of getting out of the contract in the event?
Thank you. Oh.
Just double check that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good strategy if that were it.
If there are no further questions, is there a motion to approve an extension to and an amendment of the board's professional services agreement and Global Master Services Agreement with ADP Inc. for additional wage garnishment services with an extended durational term that shall continue through April 11, 2026, with expenditures not to exceed $107,035.60.
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded with my noted request by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is approval of a lease with Quadient Inc. for a DS700 IQ mail folder and inserter.
Yes. So the procurement office is requesting your consideration and approval of a 60-month lease for one Quadient DS700 IQ folder and inserter to be used for the upcoming March 2026 election and for future elections to come. The effective contract term would begin on July 1st, 2025, and it would end on June 30th, 2030. The current folder and inserter model has been discontinued and is considered end of life. The new folder and inserter is a multi-format feeder folder comprised of 4 stations with 2,000 total sheet document capacity. And this is being priced, we are piggybacking off of the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago Sourcewell contract. The lease includes new equipment maintenance, shipping, installation, and training. And the first year of maintenance is free. Please consider granting approval for the leasing of a DS700 IQ folder and inserter in the amount not to exceed $102,619.80. So it'd be a 6-month term, and it would be a monthly expenditure of $1,710.33.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. If not, is there a motion to approve a lease agreement with Quadient Inc. for a DS700 IQ mail folder and inserter machine at the cost of $1,710.33 cents per month for a total expenditure of $102,619.80 over the full term of the 60-month agreement.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next item is another lease with Quadient Inc. for Omation IM 306 mail openers. Carolina?
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval for a 60-month lease with Quadient for 2 Omation 306 letter openers with high-speed inkjet printer to be used for the upcoming March 2026 election and for future elections to come. Similar to the other Quadient machine, this one has also been discontinued and is considered end of life. The machines are used to open vote-by-mail ballots, which has been increasing in volume with each election. Similar as well, we are piggybacking off of the Sourcewell contract, so we are getting government pricing. The lease includes new equipment, equipment maintenance, shipping, installation, and training. Because we are leasing, the first year of maintenance is free. Please consider granting approval for the leasing of 2 Omation 306 letter openers in the amount not to exceed $74,846.40. The monthly expenditure for this is $1,247.44.
Any questions?
Just, if you could, I am maybe a mechanical geek, but let me know when we get these machines, because it amazes me what they can do and the improvements they do every time, so.
Yeah, we can make that trip together because I would like to see what
Oh,
they do.
yeah. I mean, it folds it, it opens it, it's amazing. Okay, well, in that case,
Absolutely.
I will make if we're ready for the motion,
Yes.
then so moved by Commissioner Cressy.
well, hold on, because I need to
You got to read it
Yeah,
first,
is there a
okay.
motion to approve a lease agreement with Quadient Inc. for 2 Omation IM 306 mail opener machines at the cost of $1,247.44 per month for a total expenditure of $74,846.40 over the full term of the 60-month agreement.
In that case, so moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is a contract extension and amendment with CDW Government LLC for fiscal year 2025 technology expenditures. And I will have Catalina,
My
you're
turn
going to
again.
start it off?
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval to amend the purchase agreement contract with CDW Government LLC. On November 26, 2024, the Board approved and ratified an agreement with CDW Government LLC as a subcontract under the City of Chicago contract for the purchase of computer hardware, software licenses, and other technology goods and services. The IT manager, Matt Lynn, stated that the IT department is going through a long-planned technology replacement and upgrade in the 2025 off year. The approved agreement covered the first 2/3 of the project. On December 9, 2024, the board approved and ratified an amended agreement for additional expenditures, including computer hardware, software, and licenses totaling an amount of $505,114.90. The services that were requested are intended to enhance the department's operational efficiency, communication capabilities, and network infrastructure while also preparing for future technological advancements. As of January 2025, additional expenditures have been submitted by the IT department, and at the request of Commissioner Brown, IT created a spend plan for the remainder of fiscal year 2025. And the Procurement Office is now requesting to approve and ratify a second amendment and approve the CDW contract for additional expenditures for computer hardware, software licenses, and unforeseen expenses totaling an amount of $282,021.66. Please consider approving the second amendment for the purchase agreement with CDW Government LLC in the amount not to exceed $1,771,625.24. So in my initial ROA to you, I included just the expenditures for CDW, and Matt Lynn kindly sent the remainder of IT's annual spend budget. So,
I want to clarify, my request was for an annual plan of all IT spending, and, just for the record, and, not just CDW and
Yes.
for the end of the year. But, that's the point I want to clarify right now. Anything Mr. Lynn wants to expound on the 282, I'd like to hear it.
Matt?
I'm sorry? Yeah, so I did send an email, and I do have a copy that include all the IT expenditure, not just CDW only.
Right, and
Yeah.
for the, but just an annual spend plan, so that the projections and the actuals kind of tell us where we're going through the year? Is that what you're giving me? Not just for what we think we need this year, but what history has shown us so we can build a financial plan for doing this.
I'm sorry, I lost your question.
For your, for what you're submitting to me, this is 2025 for the whole year?
Correct.
And the 282 is added in this?
Yes, part of that. And then the one, the contract that I submitted.
Matt.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. The contract that I submitted Carolina is part of that part of that spreadsheet also. But the one that Carolina submitted is all for CDW only, to approve the 2025 CDW contract.
So does this spreadsheet that you just gave us right now, does that include CDW?
Yes,
It includes everything
correct.
for
The whole 2025, correct.
Okay.
And then because we need to approve a CDW 2025 contract, that's the reason I separate them to get approved for the CDW expenditures.
Okay, we spent a 1.5 for a CDW earlier, so the 282, where did that come from?
Well, for 2025 licensing renewal, so we purchased equipment in 2024. So now software is expensive, right? So every year we have a subscription for the software.
Right, and I
with
thought that's what we
licensing.
did when we included the 505 last time.
The 505 from last year.
Well,
Well,
from what you did with license subscription.
but that's for the 2024, but now we're moving on to 2025. So most of the license expire in June and July.
So we weren't, so this is for licensing for 2025?
Correct.
282, because I thought in the record that it said 505 was to include those license subscriptions.
I thought that there, I
Which is
agree that I
part-
think
which
there
is
was
part of that.
licensing involved, but that's not necessarily
It's
all of
basically
it.
the same thing. That the IT spending, it's the same thing, but I just separate it into just a CDW contract
Oh, I
only.
understand the spreadsheet. I'm saying the monies that were spent, I was under the impression when they were submitted before, it covered the year. It covered the whole, an annual subscription. And now we're in, and that was to pay for last June?
Yeah, because the
2024? You said they
CDW, we
covered
started January 1st. Remember, we didn't have an amended 2024 CDW contract. So then we backtracked, right? So it's January
the
all the
spending
way,
that you had already done without approval.
which is last year, 2024. Yes,
So the 1.5 had nothing to do with these licenses.
correct.
And now the 282 is to take care of licenses from June to June of next year?
Correct. Okay, it's some of the software for June and for application, so yes.
Is all of the software on the same rotation? Or
Yeah,
is-
yeah. Well, not same, but different. We have a variety of software licensing, right? We have Cisco, we have VxRail, the system administrator. No, it depends. It doesn't expire all at the same month, no.
But if you do an annual plan of the spending, we'll know all of that at once, right?
Yes, that's what I
And
have.
we won't piecemeal.
Correct, that's what I have
Well,
for the,
I believe what Commissioner Brown is requesting is that as we move forward, at the roundabout the beginning of every year, or maybe the end
Yes,
of every
I will-
year.
yeah, I will
we'll
do
have
that moving
all of this
forwards.
together in one spending package for the board to approve once a year, so that we don't have to keep coming periodically, right?
Yeah.
so that includes,
Close.
yep,
Okay,
understood.
I'm going to abstain from this one.
Okay. Yeah, the one thing we don't want is to fall behind and have to approve retroactively, like we have been doing. And so, we need to be on top of this. And IT has to get its act together so we don't have this again, okay? Because it's not, we have a budget, and we want to pay our expenses, allowable expenses within that budget period, and not retroactively, not doing anything that we should be on top of. And IT has to abide by that. It's very important.
Understood.
Is there a motion to approve an extension to an amendment of the board's contract with CDW Government LLC for additional technology expenditures totaling $282,021.66 for fiscal year '25, thus amending the total compensation cap in the CDW contract to $1,771,625.24. And with a new contract expiration date of December 31st, 2025.
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Second by Commissioner Hernandez. Commissioner Brown abstains. Okay, and so
And
the
Commissioner
motion has
Cressy,
been approved and seconded.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye. Yeah.
And I vote aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next is a couple of small bid awards for signage and banners. Ms. Roman?
Purchasing has reviewed, evaluated, and recommends awards for the small bid ADA signage. The small bid included 2 variations of the 177 AE signage and is part of our ongoing agreement with the Department of Justice. These upgraded signs will clearly indicate paths to the accessible entrances of polling locations, and they will replace the current paper signs the board obtained through the form signs and envelope bid and will now be using the ADA grant. The small bid was competitively bid, and the award selection was based off of the comparative total cost meeting the lowest bidder's requirements. In response to the small bid, the board received a total of 5 responses from the following vendors: Cardinal Color Group, Grace Printing, Liberty Creative Solutions, Minuteman Press, and Modern Litho. We also received 4 bids that were disqualified, and 5 were no bids. The following vendor, we received the lowest bids for the following sign categories. So for the 177 AE sign banner, Grace Printing and Mailing came in at the lowest bid, and that was for $51,220. And for the 177 AE yard sign, Liberty Creative Solutions came in at $54,200. Purchasing would kindly request your approval for a total expenditure amount not to exceed $105,420.
Okay. Any questions?
What difference is it in the signage from before and what we need to do now to be in compliance with DOJ?
Candidly, I'm not sure what the difference in the signage is. Unfortunately, Clint was unavailable to come today, but he would have been. I can follow up with him and ask him to provide more of provide a better description of what the difference is between the signage.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank
Is there a motion to approve a bid award to Grace Printing and Mailing for the printing of ADA signs and banners with a unit price of $2,561 and total expenditures not exceeding $51,220?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Now, is there a motion to approve a bid award to Liberty Creative Solutions for the printing of ADA yard signs with a unit price of $2.71 and total expenditures not exceeding $54,200?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bet you're learning a lot about every aspect.
Like how many times?
Yeah.
Throw her in the deep end of the pool and see if she swims, yeah.
Start.
Next item is approval of a legal services agreement with Joan T. Agnew. And Mr. Lasker and Mrs. Sparrow, would you like to speak on this?
Thank you. You all know how much Joan Agnew has contributed around this place for a long time. I think it's a particularly important time to have her around. She continues to be a very valuable asset to us. Nothing much more I can say other than I strongly request that you extend the contract for another, or, execute the contract for another year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree.
Are you
Yes,
joining?
totally agree, yes, totally agree.
Okay, and I just, from my dealings with Joan, she provides such valuable legal services, and frankly, I don't know what I would do without her. It's a pleasure working with her.
And this also covers her work as FOIA officer.
That is correct.
Yes, correct. Very good.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve a legal services agreement with Joan Agnew at the rate of $275 per hour with a term beginning June 1st, 2025, and continuing through May 31st, 2026?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is a legal report. Mr. Lasker?
Thank you, Madam Chair. As you know, we've had ongoing weekly meetings with the Department of Justice regarding accessibility. In last week's meeting, Mr. Johnson from the DOJ informed us that due to delays that he's experiencing internally at the DOJ, because they've got a lot of other things going on at the moment, he's anticipating an extended timeline for the final resolution of the letter that we're working on to try to, just finalize the settlement terms. He says probably mid to late fall. Meanwhile, he is continuing to meet with us and with, I think it was just last week or the week before that he was there for the meeting with the Park District, and he's comes to meetings with schools. So we're continuing to move things forward, but they have internal work to do to finalize what their agreements are going to be on the policies and procedures that we've said work for us for moving forward. So that's about the update on that. Continuing to work on the board's calendar for the next election cycle, and also, of course, meeting with staff on all the various ongoing projects.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything? Any comments?
So with any luck, we'll be resolved with the DOJ before our primary election next year?
We should be, and again, it's, yeah, I mean, things,
Keep the fingers crossed, yeah.
with Patrick Johnson, the relationship has been, very good, and we're in good shape, and he agrees with for the most part on our proposals. Their proposals, our responses to them, but he's requesting additional time, so I'm just letting you know
Understood.
that that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, we have no financial report. Have we received any requests for public comment? Yes.
We have two requests.
Okay.
Bill Morton is first.
Thank you so much for the
Can you-
opportunity to speak
Could
today.
you just identify yourself and the organization or
Sure.
business you're affiliated with?
I'm Bill Morton. I'm president of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. I attended the local the Chicago Voter Engagement Forum. It was wonderful. The panels were excellent. I got to speak on universal elections, which I recently learned about, and I'm for that. And I also got to speak for universal elections and ranked choice voting. So, and I got a little bit of an applause for that. That was really cool. Enjoyed all the panelists and the surveys, and thank you so much for hosting us. Really awesome. Also, as far as the referendum that I mentioned at a previous meeting, It may be a little bit too large of a project to do a non-binding referendum, I found through my research. But I will be going for a non-binding referendum for green space and lakefront protection referendum. So that's what I'm looking at right now, and I just wanted to thank you guys for hosting that forum and allowing the public to speak at your monthly meetings and giving me the information I needed for the referendum. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for participating in the forum. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you around.
We'll be around. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We have one more request for public comment. Trudy Leung.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Trudy Leong, and I'm also with the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce as an administrator, SD administrator. Bill and I have been election judges for a long time. I have been an election judge since 2012, as mentioned in the last time I was before you. And I do have a couple of questions for clarification. When we were at voting at early voting, because of course we have to early vote in order to be able to do our job as election judges. And while we were early voting, we were taking photos and also of our own ballot, and also doing research because there's a lot of research. We want to make sure that our vote is the best that we could make it to be. And one of the election judges actually reprimanded us, saying that we should know better, that we should not have a camera nor take photos of our ballot, but we do want to record what we voted and whom we voted for, and since we do not get a copy of the ballot to take home. Do you want to speak about that before I go to my last question?
That's the ballot selfie, as we call it, is a bit of a complicated topic. There's case law across the United States that goes in both directions as to the legality of it. You're supposed to have a secret vote, and there are some good public policy reasons for prohibiting people from showing their actual ballots. There are also some good public policy reasons for allowing people to do what you want to do. There has been at some times legislation pending down in Springfield here in Illinois that would expressly legalize the ballot selfie in Illinois, but right now the election code does not say one way or the other. And like I said, there have been prior court decisions going in both directions. So for us as a Board of Election Commissioners, it's not an easy topic because there's good arguments on both sides, right?
Okay, well, thank you for that, because we are election judges as well, and we want to make sure that we do our jobs correctly. And usually we don't find any problem with that, with the voters. We only are worried about them leaving literature behind in the booths.
If I may, just to go into the history of the public policy for prohibiting it, is in the bad old days, people would be told by their boss, their union boss, the political boss, we want you to vote this way, and to ensure you do, take a picture and then bring it back to us. Mm-hmm. And to prohibit that from happening is why the ballot selfie has been prohibited now for decades. So that's the public policy in favor of prohibiting the photograph.
Okay.
Trudy, we are aware there was a bill proposed in Springfield this session, HB 1894, that would repeal this ban. We're not sure that it will be included in the omnibus or move forward this year, but that is the bill number if you'd like to contact Illinois legislators in support on behalf of the chamber or as a citizen.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And we also are voter registrars, the Chamber of Commerce, the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. The last question is, at my place of work, I have a customer, and he is a person with disability. He cannot walk, but he does want to participate as an election judge, and he said that he did so a long time ago. So I was just not sure if he would be accommodated, because with the political situation now, and then also he really wants to do it, then I said that I would try to help him register as an election judge. But is it possible for him to work as an election judge?
I would like to say that Audra Lewicki, who's the manager of our Community Services Division, which runs the election judges, would very much welcome people with disabilities, and she will try to do any accommodation she can to let those people help us run the elections. Yes.
Okay, would you give me the contact information for the lady?
sure will.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, commissioners. Thank you for all the work you do, and we will talk again in the
Okay.
future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes public comment. There's no need for executive session today, Mr. Lasker?
Correct.
Okay, and if that's the case, then I welcome a motion for adjournment.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.